Precision English for JV term sheets. Capital calls explained. When you draft or review a joint venture term sheet, precision is not optional. It prevents costly disputes and delays later. If funding triggers, payment windows, or obligations are vague, partners can disagree on whether a call was valid or who owes what, which stalls projects and damages trust. Clearly stating each partner's cash obligations avoids confusion about amounts and timing. Defining capital call triggers and decision processes ensures money is available when needed. Finally, specific enforcement and liability language stops arguments about remedies and responsibility so the JV can operate smoothly and predictably. First, a capital call is a formal request for funds from JV partners to meet the company's financial needs. Distinguish committed capital, the total each partner agreed to provide, from any unfunded commitment, the remaining amount not yet called. Understand pro rata share. Partners are typically required to contribute in proportion to ownership. Failure to do so may cause dilution or other penalties. A default describes failure to meet a call. Also cover administrative items: the required notice, the payment window, how long partners have to pay, and the accepted payment methods so everyone knows how and when contributions settle. Capital calls usually follow predefined trigger events: approved budgets, unexpected shortfalls, planned expansion, or covering operational losses. The notice must state the amount, due date, specific purpose, and consequences of non-payment, so recipients can decide quickly. Specify acceptable forms of contribution. Cash is common, but parties may allow loans, promissory notes, or in-kind contributions like assets or services. Each has valuation implications. Define timing rules. Whether calls are single one-off events, periodic, e.g., monthly or quarterly, or emergency calls with accelerated deadlines. Clarity here reduces disputes and speeds funding. When allocating a capital call, use a clear pro rata calculation tied to each partner's ownership percentage or capital account. Explain the formula with an example to avoid arithmetic disputes. Spell out the effects of missed contributions. Will interest accrue? Are there late payment penalties? And will the non-paying partner face dilution, a reduction in ownership? Include anti-dilution clauses or priority distributions to protect contributors, and clarify how returns are allocated. Finally, show how optional versus mandatory calls change rights. Optional calls preserve flexibility, while mandatory calls create strict obligations and stronger remedies for non-compliance. Define a default event precisely, most commonly failure to pay by the stated deadline. Then provide a clear cure period and step-by-step remedy process so a partner has a fair chance to fix the issue, such as paying late with interest or providing acceptable alternative funding. Specify remedies for unresolved defaults, forced sale of the defaulting partner's interest, loss or suspension of voting rights, or a structured buyout. Importantly, set transparent valuation and transfer mechanics so any sale or buyout uses an agreed formula, preventing fights over price or method when enforcing remedies. Use precise verbs, shall and must for obligations, may for permissions, and attach clear conditions so duties and options are not open to interpretation. Quantify everything: exact timelines, acceptable notice methods, and precise calculation formulas for pro rata shares, interest, and valuation. Include concrete examples and cross-references to schedules or exhibits that show sample calculations or timelines. Avoid vague words like reasonable unless you define them. Ambiguous terms create room for disagreement. Clear, consistent language saves time, money, and relationships. Include a detailed notice clause that lists delivery methods, email, courier, registered mail, and specifies when a notice is effective, such as upon receipt or at a timestamp. Put payment mechanics in writing, exact account details, currency, acceptable conversions, and who bears conversion costs. Draft default remedies and a cure procedure that outlines steps, deadlines, and valuation methods used if a buyout or transfer happens. Require reporting after calls, confirmations, use of funds statements, and include audit rights so partners can verify adequate use of capital. These clauses make execution and oversight straightforward. To reduce disputes, make obligations, timelines, and remedies explicit. Don't leave critical items implied. Define your calculations and include worked examples to eliminate arithmetic or interpretation disagreements. Specify alternative funding mechanisms, loans, in-kind, third-party financing, and spell out consequences for using them or failing to contribute. Finally, review the document for consistency and prefer plain English where possible. Precise, simple phrasing often beats legalese in preventing misunderstandings and speeding up transactions.